Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, Pop Retro. That's Pop Retro 1 at Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me at Pop Retro 1 on Facebook. Mill Creek Entertainment has released on DVD the complete series of the television show Go On, which was an NBC series that aired during the 2012-2013 TV season. And it aired on Global in Canada. It only lasted for one season, 2012-2013. The series starred Matthew Perry as a sports talk radio host, trying to move on from the death of his wife. Now, Matthew Perry, of course, we all grew up, or people of my age grew up watching him on Friends. And I think it was interesting watching all the Friends actors and actresses during Friends and post-Friends, trying to find some sort of other breakout, some sort of starring vehicle for themselves. And it always made you wonder if maybe they were just better as a group as opposed to individually. Matthew Perry, well, of course, he was on Friends. And I recall I think the critics liked it. And of course, critics and TV people Hollywood people always like stuff about themselves. And it was a show back in, I believe, 2005 or 06 called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, which also got a DVD release. And I haven't watched this in 15 years probably, but I did enjoy it. But it also was only a single season and didn't last very long. By the time 2012 rolled around, growing up a kid who loved TV, I always wanted to try to catch everything that aired on the networks, or at least sample everything that came on network TV when I was a kid. But back when I was a kid, there were only 3 networks and then 4 when Fox came along. By the time 2012 is here, I was still looking at the grid for the new shows each fall, but it was really going to be hit or miss on if I was able to sample everything or pay attention to everything going on, because there's just so much out there. And even by 2012, there were so many syndicated shows, cable shows, and even just stuff that was being aired on the internet, i.e. streaming, which had started, well, several years earlier. I mean, you had YouTube in 05 or 06, and then some networks were actually putting stuff exclusively onto the internet around that time. And so, and some original stuff as well. And so there were just so much out there that you couldn't possibly see it all. I mean, it's even worse today in 2023. There is, millions and millions of hours of stuff out there for people to watch that you'd never be able to keep up with it all. But in 2012, I was still at least looking at the fall grid for the broadcast networks and going, okay, I'll try that one, I'll try that one, I'll try this one, and I'll try that one. So the shows I was interested in, I took a quick look back during that era, the fall of 2012, and also during the 2012-2013 season, in February of 2013 is when House of Cards premiered on Netflix. It was the first Netflix streaming show. So it was during this season that Go On was airing that this whole streaming thing was going to take on an even greater dimension as far as the chunk of the pie it was going to have in the marketplace for television and for home viewership and home video and home media. And so there was just a lot of competition out there. So that year, though, that fall, the new shows that I remember watching, Under the Dome, based on the Stephen King book, Revolution, which was sort of an apocalyptic drama thriller, which I really liked. I think it lasted a couple seasons. A few of these I have discs for, also that premiered that year, that many of you probably know, maybe even still watch because it's still on, is Chicago Fire, premiered in 2012. Also, it ran for about 5 years. The music drama Nashville premiered in 2012. And then on the more obscure side of shows that I saw, shows that I at least watched that didn't last, were a couple of one-season shows. Last Resort was a military drama and had some good action and adventure in this. And also a thriller called drama thriller called Deception, and says season 1 up there, but this was the only release because it only lasted the 1 season, and they put out this mod release back in the day for it. So that's really what I remember checking out and watching back during that era, or that TV season of 2012. Now go on. It premiered in August of 2012 during the Summer Olympics. So they aired like a special episode in August, and it had 16 million viewers, which was really good. Even in that era, was a really good showing. And I think they ordered 13 episodes, and hey, that's great. And so the first few episodes did really well. They wound up doing a full 22 episode season run. All 22 episodes are on the set. And but that was a special episode a month in August of 2012. In September, a month later, about a full month later, the first regular episode aired, and it had 9.7 million viewers. So a big drop. And I don't know how much that had to do with it being still during the summer, during that preview episode. And, you know, a lot of people are going to tune in probably to see what Matthew Perry's up to, especially back in 2012. Matthew Perry's still, you know, near the top of the TV food chain of people that people wanted to check out. And so 9.7 million viewers in its first regular episode. By the time April 2013 rolled around, the end of the season, it had dropped from 9.7 viewers to 2.7 viewers. And if you look at the grid, it just gradually dropped and gradually dropped with each episode, all the way down to that final episode, which only garnered 2.7 million viewers. Finished 74th, number 74 in the Nielsen rankings, and was canceled after a single season. So it's one of those forgotten shows that maybe you'd never see a physical media release if it weren't for the big star that was in it, Matthew Perry. So apparently, from what I read, there's a lot of similarities comedy-wise to the show Community. So if you're a fan of Community and that type of comedy, that type of production, then go on, you might like. If you weren't a fan of Community, then maybe this might not be your cup of tea. But again, I've not seen it. So let's go ahead and open the package and see what it looks like. A nice thin package from Mill Creek Entertainment. Unshrink wrap it. Feel the love. And there's a look at that package. There's a look at the back. See some of those screen caps of the excitement going on. And let's see here. There is 1, 2, 3 discs on a spindle. You can kind of see how tall that spindle is. It's a really tall, so we can get it in focus. I'm not sure if I can, but anyhow, you can tell that's a really tall spindle that all 3 of those discs are on there. So, and there you have it. Looks like disc 1 has episodes 1 through 7. So 7 episodes on that disc, 8 through 14, and 15 through 22. So not a bad breakdown of the episodes. I've seen a lot of 30-minute shows, sitcoms released on DVD that had a lot more episodes per disc than 7. So there you have it, folks. It is Go On, the 2012-2013 television comedy that aired on NBC, now on home video from Mill Creek Entertainment. Thanks for checking out this unboxing. I'll have a link to purchase this in the description if you want to pick this up. So I'll be back soon with some more haul videos and reviews, and I will see you then.